Good morning, everyone. Welcome to September 25th special event team meeting. We've got 3 events today, 1 in person, 2 online. Just a reminder, this is an administrative meeting. We don't make any decisions. It's just a good opportunity for event organizers to present their plans and have everybody in one place to have a back and forth conversation and making sure we're safe and fun for everyone with these events. So we start, as usual, with a round robin of introductions, so you know who you are talking to and meeting with. I don't think we have any team members online today, but if we do, after we get to the end, you can pop up. So I will start. My name is Maria Wegg with the Office of Community Engagement at the City of Boise. Start with ACHD.
Tanya Motisi, Ada County Highway District.
Conrad McDaniel, Republic Services.
Vince Vergara, City of Boise Parking.
Rick Eisenberg, Valley Regional Transit.
Dinko Milkovich, Central District Health.
Connie Ward, City Risk Management.
Abby Berg, Downtown Boise Association.
Summer Altieri, Boise Parks and Rec.
Jesse Tapper, Boise Fire Prevention.
Cameron Kolos, Boise Police Department.
Matt Konvalinka, Boise Police.
Matt Sly, Boise Police.
Steve Walker, State of Idaho, and I have Paul Navarro with the State of Idaho as well.
Rachel Holford, City of Boise Emergency Preparedness.
Kelly Frank, City Clerk's Office.
All right, welcome, Kate, from Boise Brewing. It's great to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
I can't believe it's almost time for Hoptober.
I know. I feel like I see you guys quite often. So yes, 10th annual Hoptober Festival. October 12th, which is a Saturday, second Saturday of October. Pretty much business as usual as far as layout goes, the last couple years. The beer tent's going to be located on the east side of Broad Street. We'll be blocking off between 5th and 6th in front of the brewery there. Few kind of major changes from years prior. We won't have any outside food vendors, food trucks, or food carts. All the food is going to be going through our restaurant. We're also not going to have anything on that west side of the street. You can kind of see some squares. Those were some tentative ideas we had earlier, but that will remain clear. So the event will run 12 to 8 p.m. We'll have MAV security, wristbanding and kind of keeping order, so to speak. 11:30 to 8:30, they'll help us clear the street and have the street cleared of patrons by 9. And that's when event rents will come and start tearing down the tent and everything. So last year we had everything kind of cleared out and the road de-staged by around 11:30. And that's kind of our goal again too, is to get everything cleared out of the way before midnight of the 12th. We plan to have some live music, 4 to 8. Nothing crazy, no stage or anything. It's going to be a general PA. Other than that, the other major change is we will have an AED on site. That will be located in the tap room. We'll also have first aid in the restaurant, the tap room, and in the beer tent. As far as location of the AED, I'm open to suggestions of where you guys would think a more central location would be or where. But other than that, pretty much business as usual. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's start with Tanya.
Thank you. Nice to meet you in person. I have everything I need from you at this time, and you're just pending traffic control review. But yeah, thank you.
Hi, Kate. I'm sure he'll text me here in a minute. Yeah, great. I've signed off on your event. I do have a question about your application. You're saying you would like to borrow 10 yellow cans for recycling. And now you have to get those from me on Executive Drive. So if you could just send someone up, that'd be great. Thank you.
Katie, we're set in parking. There's nothing to be reserved in that location, so thank you very much.
Nothing for us. 6 weeks open, so we're good. Thank you.
Hi, Kate. I know you mentioned there's not going to be any outside food vendors. Are you guys maybe planning to set up a booth outside?
It was an idea because we own a food cart, but we nixed that idea. So no food cart or anything outside vendor-wise. All the food that we do is going to be coming through our kitchen.
Gotcha. If that's the case, then your event is good to go as far as CDH is concerned. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks.
Hi, we have your COI, so risk department, we're good. Thanks.
Good morning, Kate. We will have you fill out that neighborhood notification paperwork I sent via email, just a little closer to the event. So I'll follow up with you later.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get some responses, but yeah,
a journey,
just want to
it's a
make sure
journey.
they saw it. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Nothing from the parks.
Thanks, Kate. Looks like last year's plan, but less congested, so I don't have any additional questions. Just make sure you get your fire permit in, and we'll be good to go. Thank you.
Hi, Kate, just a quick question on the map. It looks like you guys are going to exclude form and function and the Wilder from the footprint. Is that what that's going to, okay. I just want to confirm that that's what it looks like.
They're on that south side of the beer tent. There'll actually be a wall.
Yeah. Okay. I was just making sure that I'm reading this right. Okay. Otherwise, looks good. I'll just get with you offline if I have anything else. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. We'll be in contact offline about police services. At the size your event is getting, we'll have a discussion about that offline.
Sure.
But thank
Great.
you.
Thanks.
I have nothing further. Thank you.
We're all good here.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, welcome back. Thank you for getting most of your information into us in advance. That was great for us to be able to review. So we'll just wait on the traffic control plan. Once that's finalized, we'll add that, and then we'll look and see what BPD considers for staffing. Your question on the AED, we just want that to be in a place where you know where it is, and
Okay.
people who are trained
Okay.
know where it's located. So as long as it's centrally located, and we recommend always putting it in the same place every time, because when chaos hits, it's kind of hard to remember things. So that's why if you keep it in the same place, you'll always know where it is.
Awesome. Cool.
Thank
Makes
you.
sense. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Kate. I don't have anything else for you at this time, but we'll be in touch.
Awesome. Thank you.
That might be a record.
In time. Yeah, 5
Nice
minutes. That's
job.
pretty good.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
I look forward to it. All right, our next two events are via Zoom, so our Crack AV team will help us out with that, and Kelly. Becca, welcome. Light the Night.
Can you hear us, Becca? I see that she's on there. Ed Graves also joined.
Oh, Ed, can you hear us?
I just pinged Greg.
Please hold. And in the meantime, I don't think we mentioned this at the last meeting, but our very own Vince Vergara was awarded Boise Downtowner of the Year at State of Downtown this year. So very, very well deserved. And I had to just embarrass you just a little tiny bit. Yeah.
While we're working, then I'll add to that. Usually I say Rachel's the easiest person to work with, but I think it's right over there.
I agree, yeah.
So awesome, always so helpful. Thank you.
Working on it.
Can you hear us now? Online? I feel like I see somebody, Becca, I think your head is really, really tiny in front of me, but I see you nodding. So let's go ahead and I'll turn it over to you. Welcome back.
Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to present today. I have our production packets. Most of this, we also kind of do this for ourselves as well for our final production meeting. So some of it is for us, but most of it is for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and share this really quickly. Okay. So just general overview this year. Again, we'll be back at Cecil D. Andrus Park on Saturday, October 19th, and we're expecting around 800 guests. Our timeline for load in, load out, and event day. On the 18th, we'll be starting load in with all of our rentals from about 10 to 2 p.m. At around noon, our porta potties will be loading in as well. And then I'll show you on our map, but we'll have the meters hooded on Bannock Street on the southeast side of the park for load-in and our staff. And then day of event, we'll have our staff arriving on site at 9 a.m. and at the same time, Capitol Boulevard and 6th Street will be closed. At 9 a.m. also we'll have our stage loading in on 6th Street this time. In years past, we've had the stage loading in on Capitol Boulevard. We've changed that this year because with the trees blocking the stage area and it starting to kind of encroach on the fireworks exclusion zone, we just thought it would be better to move to the other side of the park. At around 11, we'll have all of our volunteers on site for setup. And then around 2, we'll start to close Jefferson and start to close off and mark out the fireworks fallout zone. At 2 p.m., we've asked for our fire inspection, and then at 3 o'clock, fireworks will be loading in. We plan our sound check right around then, so we'll start making noise at 3:15, and then 4:15, we'll actually have rehearsal going on. 5:15, we plan to be completely show ready for everything, and then our first guest arriving at 5:30. And then we'll have our ceremony at 7:30 and our walk beginning at 7:45. Depending on how quickly that goes, usually about 15-20 minutes. They start arriving back, and then we'll plan to have fireworks immediately following their arrival back to the event site. On load out day, the day after, 9 a.m., we plan to have the traffic control signs removed, and 10 to 12-ish, we'll have rentals all removed and the generators picked up as well. I'll go over, in this packet, everything is linked for the site maps, but I'll go over those separately so you can see them a little bit better. This is our complete rental order, just so you kind of have an idea of exactly what's happening on the site. We plan on about 12 10 by 10 tents and 6 10 by 20. So that's the largest tent we have. Everything, of course, is being weighted there since we can't stake into the ground. And that should be, just some tables, tents, some barricades for fireworks, that kind of thing. We'll be bringing generators on site from Giersbach and some additional lighting by Eventbrite. We have our staff assignments here, so everybody on site, I'll provide as a follow-up contact information for all of our staff as well. But our main point of contact is going to be Courtney Kinney for the day, and she'll be our risk manager on site as well. Our general protocol for our medical plan is that we have St. Luke's Medical Center about 4 minutes away. Probably can walk there quicker than you can drive there. But we've directed all of our staff to call 911, of course, if anything is beyond just kind of basic first aid. And then we'll have our risk manager there notified, collect first and last name, contact information, and the nature of their emergency. That'll all go up in a follow-up detailed report. And we have a rule that our staff will go with any guest, volunteer, vendor, staff, anybody that goes to the hospital. If they don't have an escort, then we'll send one of our staff to keep them company until they're released or until they have somebody to stay with them. And then we'll establish a phone tree prior to the event with all staff on site, as well as me if I'm not there. We still haven't figured out my travel plans yet, so we'll have, of course, a phone tree to communicate. And then any kind of first aid is just going to be directed to our volunteer tent. Our general risk plan, this will be linked as well. We have a risk worksheet that kind of goes through the details of any kind of emergency protocol, and that is sent by our business continuity team, and that's shared and reviewed in our final production meeting as well as a staff huddle that will be 30 minutes prior to participant arrival. We'll review all those risk plans, emergency procedures, points of contact, and make sure, again, that everybody there is included in that text thread. We have determined that the meetup place for if there's any lost or found person will be the stage area. And then we've determined that any guests, if there's any sort of emergency where all of our staff sort of needs to scatter, that we'll meet back at the staff hotel, which will be Home 2 Suites right down the street. Our weather contingencies, we have a 15-15 rule. So if there are any lightning strikes within a 15-mile radius, all event production will halt. If we're, in the preparation stages, that'll stop. Or if we're during the event itself, everything will halt. And then we ask all staff, volunteers, participants to take cover in an actual structure, not including tents or vehicles. And then we're going to wait for lightning to clear within that 15-mile radius for at least 15 minutes, and then we can begin again. And then we'll discuss with the AV team if there's anything that's anticipated to be over 15 miles an hour as far as winds, then we'll ask that they remove any kind of stage banners, because that can get really crazy if we have the stage banners up in that kind of winds. For our accessibility plan, we have ADA compliant porta potties available. All the food and beverage areas will be checked to make sure that they're free of obstruction and available to all guests. Our ingress and egress points and the walk routes and the main event site will all be checked prior to participant arrival to make sure there's no accessibility issues or obstructions that happened within the last, couple hours. And we'll kind of create a plan if we see anything of note. Volunteers will direct them as well to assist guests with specific needs and show them where to reach our guests or our staff in charge so that they can direct them with the appropriate staff person. And we will have an ASL interpreter on stage that'll be there from 7:15 to 8:15 for the main portion of our ceremony. And our trash and recycling plan, we've already reached out to the city, and trash and recycling dumpsters are going to be provided. They'll be staged on the Bannock and 6th southwest corner of the park, and as well as trash and recycling receptacles. We'll make sure that we have the heavy-duty trash bags from those, and that LLS staff is disposing of everything in the appropriate dumpsters. And we're encouraging all of our guests to bring reusable water bottles, and we do prioritize vendors who have a net zero impact and provide recyclable packaging. Our amplified sound will be from 5:30 to 8:30. We'll have a family-friendly playlist, and then at 7:30 we'll have our speakers taking stage and doing our lantern lighting ceremony. Again, we always reiterate that our lantern lighting ceremony is just battery-powered lanterns, no fire happening. And then fireworks with an accompanied track will occur at around 8:10 p.m., pending when our guests arrive back to the event site. And then parking plan, of course, we're encouraging whatever the public parking locations will be shared in the Know Before You Go messaging to all of our guests. And we're encouraging ride sharing and public transportation. And we're also encouraging participants in teams to sort of team up and pool their driving. And then I will quickly go over our site plan, making sure you can see where I've switched over to our site plan.
Yes,
And
we can see that, thank you.
Okay, perfect. So again, Capitol Boulevard will be closed at 9 a.m. as well as 6. And then the two sides of Jefferson will be closed around 2 o'clock for that fireworks area. The meters will be capped on this side of the park at on the 18th, and then these two sides will be capped on Saturday, day of event. And we have our stage over on this side, our team and sponsor tents in this area, a remembrance area, which is a 10 by 20 tent. Our VIP area is also 10 by 20. We'll have our food trucks staged here along with our compliant porta potties and our trash and recycling. And then we'll have first aid and all of our general solutions and information area over on this side of the park. And then this is our inflatable start arch. And I think that is it. Everything will be generators that's marked on here. Other than that, it's just some 10 by 10s and 10 by 20s. Okay, I think that is it.
Thank you, and thank you for bearing with us. We'll leave the map up while we go around with questions.
Becca, great presentation. I have everything I need at this point, and you're just pending traffic control review.
Hi, Becca. This is Conrad, Republic Services. Want to thank you for getting everything to me on the first email. Really appreciate that. Just a reminder for picking up special event cans and boxes that you'll come to my office or have someone come to my office on Executive Drive in Boise.
Ed, do you have anything?
Yeah, hi. Sorry, guys. I was a little late and then the technical difficulties. Sorry, Conrad. Don't mean to cut you off, but I was on that same vein. Yeah, I hadn't seen an email yet, Becca, which is no problem. But yeah, if you're requesting 8 trash boxes and 8 recycling bins, and like Conrad said, just coordinate with him and his team, and he'll get you those. I have a few other questions for you, but I'll just reach out via email with you. So yeah, thank you. That's all I have.
You got it.
Sorry. No, I'm good as well. Thank you.
Becca, we have everything we need from you in parking. We have the locations that you need, and so we're set to go. And I think I have an email out to you right now that needs to be addressed, but we still have some time, so we're good. Thank you, Becca.
Nothing for Valley Regional Transit. Thanks, Becca.
Thank you for the presentation, Becca. I just sent you an email like 10 minutes ago. Just do me a favor, fill out the notification of event that's attached and email that to our front office and attach a list of the food vendors. I reviewed the presentation and it looks like they're already licensed, probably already been inspected. So that's all we need from you, and you're more than welcome to contact me if you have any questions. So thank you.
We have your COI, so risk management is good.
Good morning, Becca. We will just get that notification paperwork back from you a little bit closer to your event, and then you'll be all set with DB as well.
Hi, Becca. Thank you for your guys' work on this. You always do such a good job. With the new stage placement, are you planning to pull it onto the grass or you'll put it on the street?
It'll be on the street.
Okay, perfect. That's all I needed. Thank you.
Hi, Becca. Thank you. It was a good presentation. I do like the fire access. It overall looks pretty good. Just a couple of things, though. I want to talk about the fireworks display. It looks like Western Display is your fireworks company again. I do want to have an offline conversation with them. I see that your permit has been turned in about fireworks in the Capitol building, hitting the Capitol building. So that'll need to be a conversation that takes place. May need to make some adjustments to the plan on that. The other thing is I see that you applied for your the permit for the park. I see that you listed it as a tent permit. We're going to need to change that to a special events permit on the fire side. And we can do that if you're unable to figure that out. It looks like your permit isn't finished yet. So, and then there's one other issue. We can have an offline discussion about this. The food trucks. There's one vendor that you have, I'm not going to say it in the meeting here, that's kind of on the local fire department's radar watch list. And so we just need to ensure compliance for that one food truck, and we'll talk about that offline. But the event looks great. I like the fire access, and we'll continue the discussion. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks.
Nothing for me, thanks.
Good morning, Becca. Thank you for the presentation. We'll be in touch about the police staffing like we usually do. Thank you.
Hi, Becca. I have nothing further. Thank you.
Hi, Becca. A couple things. First, thanks, Captain Tabbert, for working on the fireworks with them. Really appreciate that. We've had fireworks strike the building in the past, and we don't want that to happen again. And we want you to have a successful show. So we'd recommend reserving the Capitol steps during the time of your event. You can do that at the website cms.idaho.gov. It just kind of helps reserve that area so you don't have a protest or another event on top of yours, even though you're really only using it for the fireworks display. Other than that, I think we can probably catch up offline, but I don't think we really have anything. Thank you.
Good morning. Wonderful presentation as always. Thank you for everything. I am going to reach out and do a safety and security meeting with you and the rest of the group. And the reason why is with this footprint growing from last year, and we're seeing a lot of stuff going on in that area, especially with construction and some other activities near the Capitol. We just want to be able to meet with you offline on that. And then also I'm going to share with you our medical requirements to make sure that you have that. And we'll discuss what that plan is going to be prior to the event. So we'll be in touch shortly. Thank you.
Hi, Becca. Yeah, this looks great, and I'm excited that you guys were able to move to a Saturday to increase the attendance and the size of the event. So just a few things that we'll need to tune up because of the growth, which is great. But happy to help. If you do need anything, reach out to me directly. You can send anything through me, and I can get it onto the team. But otherwise, we'll follow up with Rachel's office, sending out the safety and security meeting notice.
Great. Thanks so much, Becca.
Thank you.
And last but definitely not least, Jordan with 10 Barrels Pray for Snow event. I am not ready to be praying for snow. Also, it's going to be 90 degrees today, so those are going to have to be some pretty intense prayers.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
You're a little soft. If you could get a mic maybe a little closer to your mouth, that would be great.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, we'll muddle through.
Sorry guys, I'll speak up. I'll keep it loud. I will share my screen here. Awesome. Does everyone see this?
We sure can.
Awesome. Cool, guys. So I'm sure most of you are familiar with 10 Barrels Pray for Snow. Unfortunately, we weren't able to host the party last year. We were going through some transitions internally with a new parent company, but we are excited to bring it back. So for those of you who don't know, 10 Barrels Pray for Snow Party is a free event for the community. It consists of live music, local vendors, a bunch of giveaways, games, food, premiere of our ski and winter snowboard film, which is super exciting, and of course beer. This is going to be the 8th year that 10 Barrel has hosted a Pray for Snow party for the Boise community. And 10 Barrel or Pray for Snow is an all ages event for the whole community. And we strive on creating a safe and inclusive environment for everybody to have a great time. Little event info. So the location of our event this year will be the same as the previous few years, which will be located on 9th Street between Jefferson and Bannock, right next to our 10 Barrel Pub location. The date will be October 26, 2024 this year, and the duration is from 5 to 10 p.m. Kind of the timeline for that is around 2 a.m. we will start our street closure for 9th Street. And then we will start setting up, our vendors will come in with our porta potties and our fencing to create our footprint. Our vendors will come in a little later. We do have the trailer stage again this year, which will be in the same location. And I have a map I'll provide on the next slide. I believe our fire inspection is at 4 p.m., so we should be good to go by doors at 5 p.m., which is the start of the event. And the event runs till 10 p.m., which will be the conclusion. From 10 p.m. to 12 a.m., we do our breakdown, and we're usually able to open up that street a little by 12 a.m. or a little after, but before 1 a.m. The estimated number, participants this year is probably going to be around 600 to 800 guests, and that's based off of estimates of years past. And this is the 8th year that 10 Barrel will be hosting its Pray for Snow party, which is crazy. So similar footprint as the previous few years. So we will have an entrance and exit both on Jefferson and Bannock Street. Jefferson, it's a chain link fence that kind of surrounds the event. So we will have breaks in the fence on Jefferson, and also kind of in that alleyway behind our pub, as well as between the Chinese restaurant, I believe Yen Chang's, and then the bank, so that if medical personnel or any sort of vehicles need to come on site, they will be able to enter from either of those locations, and they will have plenty of room, to sweep past all our vendors and whatnot. The trailer stage does go on 9th Street on Bannock, facing Jefferson. So that street will be the one that's blocked off, but we will have the 3 other main entrance points. Fully ADA accessible as well, the entire footprint of this event. A few changes from the last time we hosted the party in 2022. We're going to bring in additional lighting for the street, increase our sanitation stations, and we will also, this will be actually the first stop of our premiere for our winter film project called The Beer Lodge, which was actually shot in McCall, Idaho last year, working with Brundage Mountain. So you'll see a lot of local riders and a lot of local scenery there. Also, we're going to bring in additional canned products to cut down on our plastic waste. Beneficiary this year will be Protect Our Winners, as in years past. And also, this event is a great opportunity for us to provide some exposure to local Boise businesses through our promotional assets leading up to the event, and the allocation of free space for them to, showcase their products and or providing information to the community as well. Here are a few partners we have for the event. A lot of local mountains. We have Bogus Basin, McHugh Sports, Brundage Mountain, Soldier Mountain, Boise Adaptive Sports, Boise Snow Science, and some more to come. Cool. So let's run through the different departments. So traffic control, our traffic control plan is paid for and in review currently, and we can make any additional edits to that, depending on what you guys would like to see regarding the State Street traffic or the State Street project if it's not completed in time. We will have security of 8 to 10 professionals from MAV Event Security that will be roving the event, and they will be stationed at either entrance and exit points as well, checking IDs, IDing patrons, and providing wristbands for those over 21 and those of legal drinking age. We will have alcohol at this event, so guests 21 and over will be given a wristband after being properly identified of legal drinking age. Like I said, will be enclosed to kind of set up our footprint for the beer garden. We will use the chain link panel fencing to surround the event to create our footprint. Guests looking under the age of 26 will be ID'd at the time of sale, regardless of their wristband or not. And all servers will have proper certification to serve alcohol. For food vendors, we're going to have our 10 barrel food truck on site. CDH has been notified, and we are approved, and we are up to date with fire and all the certifications to have the truck on site. So that's good. We are currently working on collecting signatures from and providing an event notice and a site map, and kind of run a show to all our neighbors on 8th Street and all those kind of surrounding our event and our pub. And I'll shoot that over to you guys as soon as it's completed. I'm sure it'll be done by today or the next day or so. For public services and trash, we are going to provide black trash cans for non-recycling, with recycling bins being borrowed from the city again. Thank you. We always appreciate that. And we will post signs next to the trash cans for plastic cup disposal, because I know even though ours are biodegradable, they are not a recycling product. So we'll have kind of signs to communicate that. And to combat additional waste, we have run an additional 3-yard dumpster for the weekend that we will station behind our pub. We did that last Pray for Snow, and it worked really well, so we don't fill up our neighbors' dumpsters as well as our own for the busy weekend. For parking, the meters have been reserved and paid for on 9th Street, and in addition, a few additional meters in front of our pub as well. For the paramedics, we have a dedicated first aid station with an AED and first aid kit. Working through the logistics of the AED kit. If need be, we're going to purchase one our own. We should probably make that investment regardless if we're not able to borrow one for the event. But we will have personnel with first aid, CPR, and AED certifications on site, and we will be communicating to the guests through the audio from the stage where that station is going to be located. It's going to be located next to the stage, and we will have proper signage as well to direct guests to where that first aid station is in case of an emergency. Also, we will be contacting, St. Luke's is right down the street, so we will be contacting, the local paramedics if need be. For insurance, ACHD, City of Boise, and AD County Risk Management, we're currently renewing our insurance plan for Tilray, which is the new parent company of 10 Barrel, which has been a blast to work with this past year. And they are in negotiations to renew that contract by October 1st. So the second that's renewed, I'll be able to shoot those over to you guys at the beginning of the month. For fire, we have taken out our operational permit for exhibits, trade shows, and special events. And I believe our inspection's at 4 p.m. is where I scheduled it. For police, our citizen use permit has been submitted and approved. And I just shot back over the staffing agreement as well a couple days ago, and we will comply with any department and city recommendations for staffing, as always. And the incident action plan has been submitted as well. And in review, it looks like that's it.
Thanks, Jordan. We'll
Sorry,
start
I
with
kind of
Tanya.
blew through that a little quick there.
Jordan, thank you. Very thorough presentation. I appreciate the fact that you notated your special event permit number. So you're just pending traffic control review, and as you mentioned, your certificate of insurance for us. So we're good to go other than those 2 items.
Cool, thank you.
Ed?
Yeah, hey, thank you, Jordan. And I also appreciate you knowing that compostable cups are not recyclable. So you're 2 for 2 already. Just a quick question. So you are planning on using plastic cups for beer?
We are. We have our plastic cups. I forget the brand, but they're a special biodegradable cup because the partners we work with at our local mountains, that's what they require as well. So that's what we will be using. We do have some metal cups that we could bring as well. We have a back kind of stock as those if you would like to use those first, and then we can transition to plastic after.
Yeah, sure. I mean, honestly, anything you could do to cut down on plastic waste, whether it's compostable or biodegradable, it can't be locally accepted and recycled. So it gets landfilled. So yeah, anything you can do, any promotion to if folks can bring their own cup. I don't know if that's an option or not, but yeah, I would love to see any sort of move if you guys could. But other than that, I will send you an email. Looks like you're requesting 6 recycling bins. So I will email you about that. But yeah, that's all I've got. I'll shoot you an email.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
And you know what I can do as well is bump up our canned product, even more canned product. We were planning on doing that regardless this year, but we can see what options we have available and, do hopefully a majority of canned product as well.
Sweet. That would be awesome. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jordan, good to see you again. It's Conrad.
Hey, what's up, brother? Good to see
Hey.
you.
Hey, the extra dumpster, did you order that already? Has that been placed?
Yes, the order's been placed and they sent through a invoice for it. I called yesterday to pay for it, and it looks like we have a past due balance with Republic Services that I'm working through our accounting team to get paid. That way we can pay for the dumpster.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not trying to call you out on that. I looked on Monday, didn't see anything in there, so I was wondering where you were in the process. But yeah, if you could just keep me updated on when I should check, make sure everything's been scheduled correctly.
Cool. Yeah, I can shoot you over kind of the reservation or invoice that they sent me, and then I'll keep you in the loop of when that's paid for, and ready to go. And what we're gonna do is, last year we rented 2 parking spots, for the duration of, Friday through Monday. So Friday delivery, Monday pickup, and notify the parking, the car park lot, and just get that lined up in advance. And that worked out really well for us last year.
Great. That brings me to my second question or point is once you have that arranged with the parking owner, if I could just get confirmation on that through email or something, that'd be great.
Copy.
And then I noticed in your presentation you mentioned black trash cans. Is that different than the cardboard event boxes that most events use?
Yeah, we just bring our own. We can use those from the city if you guys would like us to borrow those. But in years past, we've kind of just brought our own, 55-gallon kind of, Rubbermaid heavy-duty trash cans.
Okay, yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Cool, thank you.
Jordan, thank you for working with me to get the parking that we needed on 9th reserved and then the 2 spots over on Bannock. So we are good to go. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, Jordan, I checked out your map already, and we're making our detours, so we're good to go for Valley Regional Transit. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Jordan, you had notified us of the event. You had confirmed that only the 10-barrel food truck was going to operate there. So you guys are good to go, my friend. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, so my colleague Julianne emailed you yesterday about the COIs. So as soon as you get those, if you can just get them sent over to us. I understand dealing with insurance companies, so good luck with that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been the bane of my existence right now with these Tillery guys. So thank you for the encouragement.
Hey, Jordan, thanks for being on top of that neighborhood notification process. Everything's looking good. Just get those signatures to me once they're collected, and you'll be all set.
Thank you.
Nothing from the Parks Department. Thanks.
Thank you, Jordan. Just a couple of questions. Would it be possible to make sure that the stage placement, you allow a 10-foot access lane on either side of the stage in case we need to get around it?
I believe so. I think we can pull the stage forward and station our generator and kind of green room behind the stage, but I'll pull up Google Maps and do some digging.
And then the other question I had was the chain link fencing. Is that 6-foot fencing?
Yes.
That you guys are using? Is it bolted together? Do you know?
It is in some places, and then what we do is we unbolt it, where those entrance and exit points need to be, across between the 2 buildings, the Yen Chang's and the bank, and then over on Jefferson as well, in case we need to make a quick break to let vehicles in.
Okay, yeah, I think I want to have a offline discussion with you about the fencing, just because when they're bolted together, it's very difficult to move and stretch hose lines if we have a problem in one of those surrounding buildings. So we'll get together offline and discuss that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. Footprint looks good, so I appreciate that. I wanted to ask about 10 Barrel, if you guys are going to be the only alcohol vendor for the event. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay,
That's correct.
cool.
We may bring in a cider from our neighbors, but 10 Barrel will be the one distributing all the alcohol for the event.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know ahead of time if that occurs so we can make sure it's done properly. And then I think that was the only other question I had. I have your catering permit application, so I'll review that. If I have any questions, I'll reach out. And thanks.
Cool. Cheers.
Jordan, thank you. You're all set on the police side. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, Jordan. I have nothing further. Thank you.
You're good from the state.
Good morning, Jordan. Thank you so much for all the emails back and forth and for the updates. Really appreciate you leaning into that medical plan and getting that consideration on the AED. So we're going to continue to work with you offline on that. And then as far as we're concerned, we're really good to go. We'll just wait for the final traffic control plan. And then if there are any changes to the map based on your conversation with fire, just make sure you get that sent over. Outside of that, we're good to go. Thanks.
Copy. Thank you. Oh, I lost audio. I think I lost audio, guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, Jordan, it's Kelly. Glad to have you back. Thanks again for doing a thorough job. Great to see you guys. This presentation is great. The event is always great. So look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.
Sounds good. It's going to be fun. Pray for good weather.
Jordan, I just one question, which is, how does one determine if someone looks under 26 versus under 27 or under 20? I don't know that I could do that if my life depended on it. Kolos is looking at me like, oh, it's easy. It's easy.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, just to be safe, we'll probably end up, instructing our staffing at each of our pouring stations to just do a double check on all IDs. If
No, that's fair. Thank you so much for being so thorough.
Of course.
All right. Looks like we've got some pending approvals. Is anyone waiting on anything specific to one of these events that Kelly can help with? All right. Anything else for the good of the order? Summer, I think you had something.
I have something. I think that this team has already met him throughout this last year and even a little bit of last, but we are officially welcoming Joey Eccles as the special event coordinator for the Parks Department. So he is going to, right? It's going to be awesome. You guys are very lucky. So he's going to take over my role. I'll still be here for special events, but focusing a little bit more on the event venues that the Parks has currently. So I'll still be here. We're going to finish everything up as a team through the rest of this year. And then if you need anything, feel free to reach out to him or to me. And good luck to you all.
Good luck to you.
And to you, Joey, because you got a great team.
Don't worry. On the first meeting when you're sitting next to me, I'll give you a list of all the obligations that come with that. It's long. That's like there's like a list of 10 things.
He's already learned the terminology. Did you hear that? He's been listening.
Fantastic. All right. Anything else before we sign off for today? All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy these last warm, late summer, early fall days.